Welcome everybody, welcome back to Adobe Live. I'm your host, Brandon Gross. Welcome back to day number 3 for the XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm super excited to be here with you all today. Let's get into day 3, ladies and gentlemen. We have Umacorn, we have Henry, we have Christina, Samuel. Welcome, welcome. We have some very fantabulous things to get into, but let's talk about what we have for today. All right. For our challenge number 3, we have, and by the way, if you're new with us today, this is how you get into today's challenge or challenges in general. In the link in the description and or our moderators will be sending a link for you guys to jump onto this challenge page /challenge, behance.net/challenge/XD. Very simply land on this page, go to day number 3, click the Get Started button to download our starter file for today and join along with moi. All right, so on top of that, very simply, if you don't want to do this alone, we have an amazing community. Just click this chat with the community. You will be entered into our amazing Discord where you can very happily submit all your cool work for the next 2 weeks for the Daily Creative Challenge in this challenge section. We already have some really cool things that we will review towards the end of our segment today, and I can't wait. All right, so let's hop into this. First things first, our challenge for today is custom icons. Reimagining a hero section of the Among Us website using Adobe Dimension. So we're gonna make some 3D assets today, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so by the way, if you guys wanna follow along with us, we are simply going to download the Among Us Astronaut Clay 3D asset. It's 100% free if you wanna download it. It's on Sketchfab by an amazing creative called Matt Madness. Probably not their real name, but their internet alias. So if you guys want to download this, just type it in your Google browser and you'll be good to go for what we're doing today. All right, so let's talk. Final thing that we're going to try to work up to. Not the whole thing, but I want to give you guys a vision. All right, these 3D assets, we're going to build these today, and I'm going to show you how simple it is to do all with free assets online, and really how to use a little bit of Adobe Dimension. You don't have to be a master to use it. It's going to be a very simple process that you're going to learn here today. All right, so let's open it up. By the way, if you guys are curious what Adobe Dimension is, it is an amazing 3D platform that just like streamlines 3D for creatives who have no idea how to operate the complexity of 3D programs, which is definitely me. So let's talk about how this works. I already kind of have 2 characters here. I have the small Among Us and I have the smaller. I don't even know what these are called. The astronauts? Someone fill us in the chat. So with that said, let's kind of talk about how Dimension works. What I love about Dimension is that I can just very simply, so I have, by the way, this is the file that I downloaded from offline. Or yeah, basically offline. And what I love is I can just drag this sucker right in here, and there's already like a plane that I get to just drag the astronaut into. Boom. There we go. I don't have to know anything. All I need to know is I want this thing that I saw online in my 3D program. Drag. And there you go. So we have our yes, Rosie, we are combining Dimension with XD today because the workflow is super simple. Like once you guys get in here, you can be like, oh, you're gonna be using this all the time. I've already been doing this a little bit in my with my own group of peeps, and it's been absolutely awesome. So like any other program, I can rotate things of that nature, but let's see. So we have our white astronaut, we have our red one. And it's actually really simple to change the colors. So we have a red one, white one. Let's make another color. And everything's done in layers, just like you would see in Photoshop, XD, things like that. Gus says they're called usses. I have no idea. Little astronaut usses. So one thing I want to do is I want to change the visor, and I would like to change the color of, I want to call them minions almost, like from League of Legends. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to click open this guy's little folder. He lives in this, and he has a jetpack, a body, a visor, and the visor contour. I can very simply just, for example, I can go to a materials section here, just metal. All right, cool. And I can just slap, I'm going to go to his visors. If you guys want to take a look at this just very quickly, I'm going to go into my man's visors right here, and I'm just going to slap on. I can either drag it to the thing or just onto the piece right here, and ta-da, it's metal. This stuff is not rocket science, or else I would not be doing it. And I can pretty much dress him up the same way. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to kind of do that to everything else. So we have the little visor contour. I'm just going to pull in this little visor thing like that. We're going to get a little futuristic, and let's actually go to, I'm going to give this guy a color. I'm going to cheat a little bit here. And let's see. I'm just going to click in. So if you guys see this, we have actions here. This is the color of the material. I'm just going to click into it, and I'm just going to change the color. What color do we want, guys? We want green, we want blue, we want, I don't know if this is magenta or pink, but it's pretty straightforward. And guys, it's about like 5 minutes in, and I've pulled in a 3D mockup. I've got the mirror face, and I've changed the color of our, of our little us. So what is also really cool is that I can kind of make a story. So if I really wanted to, I could position my little friend here on top of our little us. I'm going to keep things a little simple here, but I can just simply duplicate this guy. I'm holding Alt, or I can just copy and paste and have a whole ton and just have like an army. So the little guys are backing up the small us against the big one. So we can do a lot of things in here, but you guys can try this out on your own. It's not that much complexity in this. I just wanted to show you guys how to kind of get in, drag your object in, how simple it is to change colors, get materials, yada yada. The cool stuff is though, I can come in and make a whole bunch of, use the camera to get different positions, get different angles. I actually saved out a couple different views where we're straight on to the the first Among Us character. We have a little bit zoomed out, and then we have this angle where it's like us versus them versus us. We're gonna make, I see that you guys are digging the pink color, so we're gonna come in here and actually make this other individual pink, and we're gonna move them just a little bit. So we're gonna saturate that a little bit, and we're gonna just move him off to the right and just rotate him in just a little bit. Make sure that, you know, we get some dynamicism in there. They're looking at the target. All right, so they're all focused now. I'm gonna return to this angle here. Now, all I have to do, like after I have created the scene that I want, for example, let's do a couple things here. I'm gonna export 2 different scenes. I'm gonna go to this scene. So we have like the squad view. We're super serious. We're up against the big one, and I want to render both this scene, the real view, and the it is I view. All right. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and go to render. Just like XD, there's these tabs here. We have the design and we have the render, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to select the views that I want to render, the real view and the it is I. Now all I'm going to do, this is going to take a while. I already have pre-rendered assets for us, so we can just streamline this. And all I'm going to do is just go, I can select my file name, I can decide how the quality that I want and where I want to save it. I always want to do PSD, and I'll show you why. I'm just going to go ahead and render this. Hopefully my my computer doesn't die. Just safely, we're not going to do it. But all you have to do is render. It will pop out on your desktop, and it'll be easy day. But let's show you kind of how to just pretend that it's already cooked. We already have some here. All right. Grace says, Dimension is so cool. I've never used it before. I had no idea this is what it was used for. It's so easy. You can just get free assets online, pull them in, and obviously make sure you are able to, if it's for educational purposes, cool. If not, just make sure you credit the artist. So just to give you an example, we might be able to and have some time today to use some of the techniques that we used before, the auto scrolling, things of that nature. This was all done in Dimension, the 3D assets. So what we're gonna go ahead and do I'm assuming that you guys have tried a little bit of Dimension, popped those babies out, because it's really not that hard. And if you guys have any questions, pop them in the chat. But what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to pretend. Let me find my starter file. If you guys open your starter file, this is what you will have. And because I'm kind of trying to save time here, I'm going to steal 2 of my designs, and I'm going to bring them in. And if you guys do have any questions about Dimension, please do let me know. I'm happy to go back in. I just want to make sure that because, and I'm telling you, I am so still new at Dimension. All I know how to do is move objects, change colors, pull materials in, and move the camera and export it. Like, I've been in Dimension maybe 2 weeks, and I'm able to do some pretty cool stuff like this. And when I mean 2 weeks, that means 2 days. So you don't have to be a master at it. And I also, you know, you can do some pretty cool stuff. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, by the way, and if you're interested in the fonts here, we have Mathlete Bulky, and we also have Open Sans, should be in the starter file. And what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna have these animate in. So this is the end result that we want. This is the final design, right? We want to have a hero page animation. We have our assets. Now let's kind of get into some animating. So I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to take our 1920 and I'm going to take this height and I'm going to just drop it down to 1080. And before I do that, remember, if you guys were here on Tuesday, I believe, we talked about how to do auto animate. Before I start doing all that, you guys just saw my things just fell off the artboard. We don't want that. So I'm going to select all of this. I'm going to group it so that it doesn't fall off the artboard when I resize this. Error 5718 is taking forever to fix. Judy's asking, did it give you the shadows automatically? Yes, it did. That's how easy Dimension is. Like, you literally just need to like pull things in there. There's already like global lighting, and you can change the lighting if you want. Not going to go into that today because we're gonna that's a rabbit hole. But let's continue. So if we want this to end up here, actually we're going to duplicate this because we did we basically grouped all the assets. So we want to make sure we have the same file or layer structure. So I'm going to duplicate that, just pull it all the way down. So we're going to start from here, point A to point B. I'm going to just duplicate. And like we did on Monday, we're going to have this just scroll. Now, we're not just going to do 1, 2 because this is what it looks like. We did pretty good, but that's pretty basic. We don't do basic things here, ladies and gentlemen. We do supreme, quality, delicious, cupcake-worthy designs. All right, you feel me? If you like cupcake-worthy designs, please hit that like button, whether you're on Behance or YouTube. All right, so I'm going to just click play here so we can see what we have. There's a 2-second delay. And it should scroll, and it doesn't. Okay. Oh, it's a dissolve. Yeah, we don't want dissolve. We want the type to be auto animate, and that was our problem. There we go. Nice little slap, snap, not a slap. There we go. And so let's add some more to it. Let's add some more oomph. All right. Let's go ahead and increase. We're actually going to work backwards. So let's do a little starter animation or a on-load animation. So I'm going to duplicate this backwards. And on load, what I want to have happen is, let's get out of prototype here. And we're going to pull this off to the side, our text box here. And I'll move this as well. And these, I'm going to move even further. Now again, if you guys remember, the whole reason we grouped everything was because we're going to have a lot of things coming off of the artboard, and we want to have it stay on the artboard for auto animating. And I'm just going to select all this stuff. turn the opacity to 0. And remember, we start in part 1. So starting here, ending here. I wonder, oh, I didn't prototype. I was sitting there, I was like, I remember yesterday, the 2 seconds was a little long. All right, so we have the 2-second delay. Good. We're actually gonna remove the 2-second delay here. Boom, we're gonna decrease the time that takes. And we're actually gonna add delay on this one. We don't want it to happen instantly, so about 1.5. All right, let's see. Oh, there's one more thing that I wanted to fix. The time that this takes. I saw Jesse Showalter doing Adobe Dimension for a mockup, I guess, if I could remember. Adobe Dimension, honestly, if you're a non-3D designer, this is your chance to get into 3D, like, the same day you open it. A lot of the people who watch me on my stream can attest to me being confused for about 30 minutes and then, like, getting the at least basic concepts, how to move things, how to import things, change color, things of that nature. So it's pretty simple. And by the way, if those of you who are exporting your dimension assets do not do JPEG or PSD, you will get exported an entire JPEG with a white background. Do not do that. You want to have it at PSD so that when you open the PSD, there's layers. There's your asset layer, there's your background layer, and you just delete the background layer and you export the PNG. And you bring that into your design. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually gonna pull, trying to see, do I want this to come up? I feel like this is gonna be really weird, like the stalker us. Let's see what this looks like. I know it's gonna be weird. That wasn't that bad, but I'd rather it, rather than from the bottom, I want it to come this way. Grace says, so you export to PSD and then export it to a PNG from Photoshop. Correct, Grace. Gus says, Fergie, it's part of the free trial, but there is no starter version for Dimension. All right, boom. So we're gonna just get a nice little collide there. Very nice. And then a nice little scroll. There we go. All right, and let's continue. So we're just gonna continue doing a little bit of what we did a couple days ago, but what we've added today is the addition of the dimension assets. I really hope to see you guys play a little bit with it, even if it's just abstract shapes, and definitely submit them in the Discord. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just gonna pull this out to the side, reduce that to 0 opacity. And same thing here, pulling this off to the side, reducing the opacity. So we have a blank screen, boom. Ooh, we didn't want that just yet, hold up. We want these to still be off to the side here. So I'm gonna pull this out again, 0 opacity. 0 opacity. All right, because we want this first part to come in. Boom. Give us some breathing room, then scroll. Yes, delicious. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. And we can continue to do a lot more interesting things. For example, if we really wanted to. Actually, I think we can do a little, we can't. Let's see if we can do this little Easter egg. Hold on. So I am going to, I don't even know if I spelled avenge right, guys. If I didn't, like, just bill me later. And I'm going to steal this font very quickly. Wait, nope. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is on hover of this green, I'm going to pull this down. I'm going to scale this down a little bit. And I'm going to reduce this opacity to 0. All right, got to do a little quick time check. We have enough time. And what I'm going to do is actually, we're going to keep this here. We're going to make a component. We're going to do the default state is this. Will this work though? Trying to think. I want to make like a little hit target. Take these two, make a group component. I'm going to bring this hover state. So default state should be, or hover state should be this. I'm going to reduce this down to like 0. Default state, this should be 0. And I'm going to pull this down and opacity 0. Okay, so let's try this. All right, so we have our little animation here. We have our loading animation. Boom. Boom. And if I hover over here, it should. It doesn't. My goodness. Why? Oh, you know what? Okay, this is the hover state. Let's see. I really want to do this, guys. I want to end it like this, but if I can't get this, we're just going to go straight into our Discord. I thought this would just be a hilarious end portion to the technical side of the stream here. But I think we got it. All right, let's check this out. Boom. Oh, no, I didn't get it. Okay. All right. Well, on my other versions, essentially how I had it was that if you hover, oh, that's why. Okay, let's just go here. Let's just play this. There we go. I knew something was wrong. And I can eventually place that in, whatchamacallit. You can place little Easter eggs if I spend a little bit more time placing that correctly. But I had done that a little bit more in, you can do fun things like that, little Easter eggs to prototype that in your projects. But let's go ahead over into our Discord. We have a little bit more time today. I hope you learned a little bit about how to possibly use Dimension, pull that into XD. It really does not take that long at all to learn the basic functions of Dimension. All right, we have had a lot. You guys really liked day one. There was a lot of watches. There was a lot of usage of putting your own spin on day one. I actually, let's see here. There's just a few. Very nice. I love seeing you guys change it up. Centerpiece with the images. Ooh, they go out. Hey, and a reload. Very nice. Super clean. They even shook their mouse a little bit in their own excitement. Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget, also, if you haven't joined this Discord, please do join. Sam is in the chat with the link. All right, we got some day number 2 submissions. I was peeping at this a little bit earlier. Go plastic free, up your water game, and help save the planet. We have a nice load. Could have been slowed down a little bit, but essentially it's done beautifully, just like that. And I love that end piece. Very nice. We got that second bottle coming in. Listen, what job well done, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to know in the chat which one you all preferred better, day 1 or day 2? And let's take a look at this little mobile piece. I want to make sure I don't get. I want to get to all of them. Orange juice, boom. Ooh, they even and we got the cap. That is awesome. I was waiting for it to like go back. I love the type. I love the juice, how it fell in, and then it like became one with the bottle. That was really cool, and I love that the cap. They even put like a it may not have seen it, but there's like a little stroke on this. I was like, how did they push the bottle down? There's like a little bounce, but it's the stroke of that yellow. Beautifully done. I think we have some awards here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please, I would love to know in the Discord. I'll be in there for quite some time. Any questions about Discord? Any thoughts about or questions about day 1, day 2? We would love to have your submissions in the Discord in the feedback and challenge section. So it's been a pleasure. Let me see. Didn't have time to do the full loop. Well, it was excellently done. I can't wait to see what you do for today. So that is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you on the next one. Guys, I'm so sorry I keep ending. Have a great day. So excited.